Hello everyone, Lawrence here from Unicorn Reviews, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about the HP VICTUS 16, and I am going to have to be very specific because I only have one version of it. There are so many different versions with different CPUs, different graphics cards, different amounts of memory and SSD and storage. So many different SKUs. I can only cover the 16-E0160ND, and this is the Ryzen 5 with the RX 5500M. Inside this laptop you also get the 5th gen Ryzen 5600H. That's a 6-core that runs up to 4.2 GHz. And yes, I am looking at the specs right in front of me because again, so many different versions of this one, it's really easy to get confused. So to start off with the conclusion to this video, look at the specs, look at the price, and if those make sense to you compared to other offerings with the same specs, you should probably get it. If not, you probably shouldn't. 50 euros difference in this product range is massive. So the model I have in front of me right here is 949 with free shipping. But if it were 1,000 euros, I probably wouldn't get it. If it were 900, I would really strongly recommend it. That's how tight this product space is at the moment. I'm going to start off this video with the specs of this laptop because I have them right in front of me anyway. So the specifications of this 950 euros SKU are pretty decent, but not mind-blowing either positively or negatively. So it's the standard 16-inch 16:9 IPS display that you get with all the VICTUS 16s. This one is 144 Hz, but it doesn't do FreeSync, it doesn't do G-Sync. No adaptive sync trickery at all with this display. It's a budget gaming laptop, I kind of get it, but then there are also 1,500 euro models of this one that also don't have that. So that's a little bit strange, but if you're looking at the more budget options, again, this one, the 0160ND, it's okay, it's acceptable that you don't get that. The CPU inside here is the AMD Ryzen 5 5600H. That's a 6-core with hyper-threading or simultaneous multi-threading. That's like the generic name that AMD uses. And it runs at 3.3 GHz, but it boosts up to 4.2 if there's thermal and power headroom. The model I have in front of me right here has 16 gigs of RAM in 2 sticks, so it's not as easy to upgrade, but you do get that dual channel memory from the get-go, which will improve your CPU performance. And if you're running the integrated graphics in this laptop, that will also definitely benefit from having dual channel memory. A lot of these budget laptops only have a single stick, and so you get about 10% less performance. Storage in this laptop is a single NVMe SSD. It's 512 gigabytes. The graphics card in this system, as I said before, is a 4 GB version of the AMD Radeon RX 5500M. And what's really mind-blowing is this is a new laptop in 2022, but this graphics card was actually announced in September of 2019. So this is a 2.5-year-old graphics card, and you kind of notice that. What I really like is that this is an AX Wi-Fi chip, so Wi-Fi 6 chip, and it also has Bluetooth 5.2. So your wireless networking is actually really good, even though I've read the opposite in the reviews of this thing. I have not had any issues with networking, wireless or wired, and it was pretty fast. Before we get to the physical overview, I do want to quickly mention it should come with Windows 10 Home. However, I immediately got the "do you want to upgrade to Windows 11" notification. I pressed yes because I'm running it on my desktop as well, and yeah, free upgrade to Windows 11. We'll start the physical overview with port selection. So on the right side are 2 USB Type A ports, and those are good if you're a left-handed gamer, but most people are right-handed, so HP put all the I/O on the left-hand side. So that's a barrel connector for the included 150 watt power supply. You have gigabit Ethernet on here. You also then have another USB-A port, a HDMI port, a USB Type-C port, which doesn't do DisplayPort or Thunderbolt or any of the fancy stuff. It's just a USB port. And you also get the headphone jack, and most importantly to me, a full-size SD card reader. If you're somewhat doing video production, you'll love having that SD card reader. The overall design of the laptop is quite nice. It's minimalistic, clean looking, quite professional looking. I think if you remove the stickers from it, it won't stand out in a meeting room at all. So I really like the design, but it's a full plastic construction. Again, budget-oriented product. However, it's recycled plastic, so you can feel good about yourself. The bezels around the screen are very thin on the sides and even the top where the webcam is. However, the chin bar is massive, and it almost looks like they wanted to put a 16:10 display in, but didn't. And talking about the display, it's great that there's a matte coating because it's not very bright. This is a very dim display, and even in this very brightly lit room, it's hard for me to actually see what's on my screen. Now, if you are in a slightly darker room, the colors do look good enough. It's not something I'd use for professional work. It's definitely not very accurate, but it's a good enough display in a budget gaming laptop. I would also classify the sound quality as good enough for a budget gaming laptop, but it's really nothing special. The keyboard though is quite decent actually. You do get that 96% layout. You have your numpad on the side if you want to do your spreadsheet sort of stuff, and it types pretty well. There's quite a lot of keyboard travel as well, which is because this laptop is not the thinnest out there. You can actually do a rather decent keyboard in these laptops. And then there's the trackpad, which is also really nice and big, easy to use. It's like a matte coating. It feels the same as the rest of the chassis, but it looks good, it works good, no complaints here. Something I am going to complain about, and HP has gotten a lot better at, is included software. There are so many silly little HP support programs and kind of bloatware that comes with Windows and now HP as well. I logged in with my normal Windows credentials on this test laptop and I started getting spam email from McAfee, for example. There's an included Express VPN, which you'll also get spam mail from. So why do companies keep doing that? I'm not going to buy McAfee. I'm not going to subscribe to ExpressVPN because I have better solutions out there. And I know HP kind of subsidizes the price of this laptop by, including McAfee and some VPN service no one's ever heard of. However, why? I do not want that. And I don't even know if that's legal to the extent where you get spam email just from signing in with your Windows login to Windows on this laptop. So HP, please just stop doing this. Now, of course, this is a gaming laptop, and so you guys want to know FPS numbers. And again, because how different laptops are with their different cooling and power budgets that they have, it's very hard to compare them. So I'm just going to show you the numbers for my specific laptop in my specific room, which is fairly warm at the moment. However, no thermal throttling. Yes, this is a 2.5 kilogram, pretty big laptop, but it didn't do any thermal throttling, and therefore you get the best possible performance out of the CPU and GPU, and so that's definitely a thumbs up. So many companies these days are going to thinner laptops all the time, and they're always getting worse and worse with their temperatures. This one properly cooled, even though it can get a little bit loud. Thank you all very much for watching my review of the Victus 16. Questions, comments, all go below. Please subscribe, hit the bell, like this video, share it. There's even a thanks button these days, so press all of those if you really want to. But for now, massive thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.